Welcome to episode 35 of Lost in Immersion, your weekly 45-minute stream about innovation. As VR and AR veterans, we will discuss the latest news of the immersive industry. Hello, guys.
Hello.
So, Fabien,
Okay.
do you want to
Let's
start
do.
as usual?
Yeah.
So, please do.
So my topic for today is about the usage of virtual reality at work, in remote work, or at the workplace actually, but in the virtual reality context, especially for meetings. So this article that I'm sharing right now is exploring, and they did a survey between users, between traditional video conferencing. They were using Skype in that case, and virtual reality for doing meetings. So they did the survey last year, and the results are coming up last week, I think. So first, you see these numbers that are pretty positive. So I would say an improvement on all the factors that they were measuring, and especially a greater sense of what they call closeness to colleague. I think what we can understand by that is because of virtual reality, being in the same space, it's actually like virtual space, but 3D space, improve the presence of the others during a meeting. And so one thing to note here, the 15%, sorry, that says more comfortable. They are not speaking about the physical comfort. They are talking about the, I would say, the psychological comfort. So users found it easier to be in the meeting than on the Skype standard conference. So that being said, you can see here a screenshot of one of the meeting. That being said, if we look down in the article, a very interesting point that I'm highlighting here, and that they didn't put in the big number. So they found an increase in exhaustion of meetings for the participants that were using VR. So as they said, and I will I kind of agree that sometimes VR is more immersive than the traditional video conference. So maybe it's more engaging. So when in VR, we need to be more focused, more attentive, and that leads to maybe more exhaustion after the meetings. So yeah, that's the output of this survey. And I'm curious to know first if you experienced the same kind of positive outcome and negative outcome, and what do you think about these results? Maybe we start with you, Seb.
Yeah, it's interesting about the exhaustion. I wonder if it's because it's a new way to communicate, so you may not have the same use and habits as you do with your computer when you share a screen or stuff like that. You have more complex operation to do at first when you don't know the technology. So that might be improved with the quality of the headset also, being able to do end-to-end interaction more fluidly. But yeah, that's interesting. And mostly this number, because either it's because you are more focused or because you have more manipulation to do that are not as fluid as with a keyboard and showing your skin on a projector, for example, which is something that is more in the habits now, and everyone know how to do that. So yeah, I would be keen to have more info about what was the reason for the exhaustion.
Yeah, so maybe there is like a learning curve for people in VR, and one
And
thing that I've
tools to get more fluid interaction also. Maybe AI can help with that too.
Yeah, one thing that I forgot to mention is in the article they say that the benefits were higher in a collective meeting, like workshops or stand-ups meetings, but in a one-to-one meetings, people didn't find VR to be so much better than standard video call. Yeah, Guillaume, over to you.
Yeah, maybe I have some clue about the 20% increase. If the picture you're showing represent the kind of meeting they were trying in their study, we can see this is a whiteboard and yeah, different boxes and so on. So we can probably suggest we can suggest that the interaction was some kind of minority report with laser beams and so on, and we know by experience that those kind of interaction are quite exhausting because you are not used to keep your arm in the air for such a long time. And we know that for any kind of use, it could be VR or AR. We know that this is some kind of uh, yeah, fantasy of working in the air, but we know that there is a study about this. I think this is like 5 minutes. When you are beyond 5 minutes, your arms are just too heavy, and this is very hard for you to work. So we can imagine that if they did this for a long period of time, of course you'll be more you will be experiencing more fatigue than when you are on your desktop with your mouse and keyboard. For now, for this kind of works or typing, for example, air typing is very demanding as well. So we know that there is not much to do about this, and I think this is the same when you are doing collaborative work with other devices like touch screens and all kind of different type of interactions that we are not used to, because it requires you to make more moves, and it's basically more physical activity that maybe we are not used to do on a daily basis. So it's not shocking to see this 20% increase in exhaustion, or people simply being more tired using VR and AR and all these collaborative works. But I clearly understand why this is an improvement regarding what we are using today with Zoom or Teams. Because once you have a large audience, I guess there are like maybe 10 people in this meeting. We all know that this could be a mess, or you are not as uh, uh, integrated in the meeting as you would like to be, because some people are talking louder, or you don't really know what they're doing, and only one people usually get the control of the screen. So of course this kind of implementation would be better than what we are doing now. And the last point is that maybe because they are not using I think those are very simple avatar. So maybe by not having realistic or maybe easy avatar to recognize, you have more concentration to have. You have to concentrate to project to visualize the person you are speaking to, and this is maybe one other key point for you to be tired of. So yeah, but overall, I think this kind of study will be more and more. We'll see more and more of these studies because of the spatial computing approach and the idea that at some point we won't need any more screens, and we will have mixed reality, AR or VR, as a daily basis tool for us to work.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention, you and you said it, not seeing the face expression of who you are talking to is you are missing a lot of the intention of what the user is saying, and that's even if you have the gesture, and losing that part of the interaction is a lot. So until the avatar of the real expression and mimic exactly the user face, I think it's also, like you said, more worked on the user side to interpret and to focus more to really understand what they are saying, what they are doing. And I tried also with the Quest 3 the desktop interaction, where you can see your screen and use your mouse and keyboard, and it starts to look okay, but with the distortion, that's not usable for a long time. But at least you get a nice interaction and what you are used to, and sharing your screen, doing some stuff is easier. So that's an improvement to keep the user keyboard, the mouse interaction that people are used to now, and that works great for this kind of interaction where, like you said, you don't want to have the post-it and type it on a virtual keyboard and place it in space. That's exhausting. So that's, I guess, what the Vision Pro is trying to bring. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's very interesting. So a few things that I forgot to mention. The timing was 45 minutes, so it's quite long. For this kind of meeting to be in VR, yeah. So especially as you mentioned, Guillaume, if the hands needs to be always in front to drag something or to type, 45 minutes is a very long, time.
Okay, perfect. So if you want to move on to your next topic, Seb.
sure. So today I wanted to talk about the new XReal Air 2 and Air 2 Pro announcement and release of the glasses that they did. So it's a new glasses that is not 6 DoF, it's only 3 DoF. So there is no cameras, no computer vision on it. It's only tracking your head movement, orientation, and it's allow you to plug your computer, your phone, or a gaming console to play games, to see stuff in space, like on a huge screen in front of you. So what is interesting is that I tried the first one, the Air one, and it was not that comfortable, quite heavy, and they did a huge progress on the size and the form factor to make it work better. They adjusted the screen quality, and yeah, it starts to be more comfortable, it seems, to use. You can customize it, and something they added, and I will try to find it in the video, is the fact that you can dim down the surrounding glasses to put you more in a VR space and isolate you from the surrounding, and even hide what you are looking at, so nobody can see your screen. So so it's not really an AR glasses, even though they have a Nebula app on your phone that you can launch and try to see some 3D augmented reality experiences, which are like the Oculus Go at the time. So things that are displayed at a certain distance from you, and you can point with your phone and use your phone to interact with it. And I did not see any record of that yet, but I know I tried to use the development kit and SDK to develop something on it, and it was not working that great, and it seems to still be the case. They seems to have a lot of improvement to do on the app on this side. But what is interesting is, the form factors start to be like real glasses, where you don't even see that there is a screen inside those glasses. The sound comes from the sidebar, and I think it's missing now AI improvement, like what they did with the Ray-Ban glasses with Meta. But that could start to be interesting to see interaction with AI and work with try to adjust what you see in the screen and then with AI tool, or get some information around what you are, and display the information directly in the screen instead of having the sound in the ear. So yeah, what's your thought on that, guys?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see the evolution of the product, as you mentioned, the form factor, and I guess the resolution as well might be updated. And so yeah, I'm really except with the Quest, I didn't test this kind of glasses yet. So I'm really curious to see what kind of feeling there is to, for example, look at a movie for 1 hour or 2 hours and see if it's really comfortable, and if the size of the screen that is allowed by these glasses really improve the experience. But yeah, I mean, except for the audio, which I'm not sure how it will behave in the plane. I guess, yeah, to watch a nice movie in a plane can be a very good experience. Actually, maybe they can partner with airplane companies to implement glasses in the in the in the plane. And one question I have is, they also have this kind of small device that can be connected. So do you know what this device is for?
Yeah, it's made to allow this kind of spatial display. So with it, when you plug it, you plug your phone onto it. It's like an external processor that does the spatial localization and allows you to ensure the screen in space and be able to look around and not having the screen following your direction, but really anchor it in space. More with more quality than what you get with if you plug it directly to your phone, for example. And same for the games and stuff. All the screen can be anchored in your space, or can follow you, but with a smooth follow, or do a side view. So like if you want a tutorial or something in the side of your screen, or if you want to walk and still look at a video, you can have it onshore, small in space, in a corner of the vision. So this is what it allows.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Guillaume?
Yeah. Uh, a few things about this. First of all, I don't found their communication very honest. To be completely clear with you guys. First of all, it's really hard to find out the resolution of the glasses. If you look at their websites and their global communications, they always say that it's the best resolution available on the market given the Sony latest screen they are using. When you make a little research, you find out that it's only full HD, so not a very high resolution for our time. We know that most of the products are now nearly 4K. So this is the first thing. The field of view is still 46 degree. So it's basically the same that we had with the HoloLens one. So once again, not a very big field of view. And then you have, of course, they improved the form factor, but you can see here what they call the beam bundle. Basically, they took all the computation power and they put it in this little box for them to have this lighter form factor of glasses. However, you can't do much because for me, the best use case for those glasses are these what they're calling the body anchor when the screen is fixed in front of you. Because for having tested this kind of glasses, having the screen following you around when you're moving your head is very it causes a lot of discomfort. I'm not very fond of this. So for me, the best way of doing this is with this kind of smart glasses is the body anchor. And if you want to have this feature, you have to use the beam bundle. It's not supported without it. And the last thing is about the refresh rate, because they are presenting it as a 120 hertz. However, it only works when you are not using any kind of body anchor. So once you activate this feature, you are only 75 hertz, which is not ideal for most games and some movie as well. When you are a lot of you have a lot of movement. So basically, for me, the best feature they've done here is the electrochromatic feature that allows you to make the lenses darker. You have three different levels of it. I found it very very cool, but yeah, overall, those glasses are still for me some kind of gadget at this point, because if you don't have this body anchor and the frequency and the resolution and the field of view that you because we are very very far of what we are seeing here now on the Quest 3 or any kind of other VR headsets or mixed reality headsets. So not being able to have all this latest innovation just for the form factor is yeah, it's a the step is too big for me. Okay, it's cool, it's light, it looks like glasses, but the overall experience is not very high, given the price as well. If you want to have the glasses plus the beam bundle, it's more expensive than a Quest 3. So you really have to make your choices. However, I don't really know if it's only a marketing or communication strategy, because they are claiming that they are kind of sold out, or maybe there are a lot of orders for their glasses, and because of that, they are expanding the time for you to pre-order. So maybe you can see it two ways. First one, yeah, they have a lot of orders and they want to take all the benefit of it, or the orders are not that high, and they have to expend the time for them to reach their goals. So don't really know which one is really the case for them, but we can see, however, that those glasses, those smart glasses, are something, because there are lots of manufacturers doing them. I guess the Xiaomi glasses that were announced last year. They are still not available at this point, so I don't know if they just simply canceled the project, or if they are experiencing some issue with some parts of hardware. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Xiaomi as well. It seems like they have tracking, so it's a Real 6 device. One thing about the being sold out, or is it a marketing strategy? We don't know indeed. One thing I witnessed is I went to an event here. It was a XR event with a lot of companies. Like there was Meta, Lenovo, Lynx, and this kind of hardware companies. And the stand, the booth that was the most there was the most people in was XReal. So seems like either they have really cool marketing and people are attracted by that, or it's maybe a device that looks less intimidating than a full headset. Or maybe people think that it's easier to use because it's lighter, and just that usage, that perception of it being easier to use, maybe it's like a first purchase that the user will might want to do easier than doing purchasing a Quest. I don't know. That's just my guess, but yeah, curious to know what you think.
Yeah, I agree with all what you said, Guillaume. I tried the glasses several times, and yeah, I don't feel like it's a nice experience. Even the body onshore, like it is done right now, it's only onshore in space in a certain direction around you. But when you move, it's moving also with you. It's not staying in place. So it's feel after a while, it's feel very weird to have this. That's not something you are used to in your real environment. The screen are very small, and if the glasses are not perfectly adjusted to your eye position, then you almost don't see anything. So, and like you said, if it's the same resolution as the FOV at the HoloLens one, I don't see how usable that is with particularly this kind of quality of HD only. And like you said, the beaming, it's what is cool on this one, the way they integrated that. That's really cool. And for having done their booth at the CES, what is really nice in the way they do that is that they completely customize rooms with pictures on it. So things make more sense with what they display, but that's faking a bit the usage in a normal environment. So yeah, that's might be why they, and like you said, they are really focusing on making something cool, nice booth, and the glasses look cool on you because they are close to Ray-Ban glasses. So that's their way to communicate around it and get a lot of people attention. So I think that's it for that subject.
Okay, so last one. Last one here. So just before we start with this last topic, with just a new piece of information about Meta. They're still losing a lot of money. So because of their reality lab. But apparently, Mark Zuckerberg is not shocked by this. So, just to mention, but overall, they they lost like 21 billion since last year. So it starts to stack up. And I didn't see the reaction on the market about this, but yeah, as we I guess we talked last week, Mark Zuckerberg is still maybe the most convinced person that VR will be something in the hopefully upcoming months or years. So this is about passion and conviction at this point. So maybe not that economic strategy or so yeah. And so for my last topics about something that I found very interesting is that a new study just came out showing that you can generate cold sensations without using extensive material. You're just using um, visual effects and a cool air blowing on your skin, and your brain is doing the rest. So why I'm talking about this? Okay, so the research and the paper is great in its own, but it's just as a reminder that our best friend for us to generate sensation or haptic effects as well is only by using our brain. We know that especially for locomotion, as for example, you don't have to use a treadmill or very complex equipment or hardware for you to generate long runs or long walks. There are studies that show that you can simulate the users to walk around in a circle, and you have the sensation of doing a straight line. So I guess we are not working enough on this psychological or like tricking the brain effect. We could do more. We know that you can simulate haptic as well. If you simulate the visual and just some kind of external stimulus, not very hard, you can generate very strong effect. So this is more. This is not more about this as a reminder for us to work that way. And yeah, I don't know if you guys already tried those. I personally tried the walking around as a straight line, or um, just having the sensation that you are walking a very long period, or a very long distance, or that the environment that you're immersed in is way bigger than the room you're in. And once you are taking off the headsets, you're just shocked to see that you were just in a 10 by 10 space all this time.
Yeah, I did escape game in virtual reality, and we were putting the headset before entering the room, so we didn't know the size of the room, and the scenario was in like a space station, so I was like walking around and taking an elevator, and like as you said, I really had the feeling that I was walking in like a full sized space station. And actually at the end, it was like a very like 4x4 room. They just thought about the movement in a so clever way. And I think the elevator was done with going into the specific area in the room, and below the floor there was a subwoofer, and when the elevator was activated, the subwoofer was also activated, giving the feeling of movement. So yeah, I totally agree. This is not used enough, and the capabilities are actually amazing. Yeah.
Is it Eclipse you are talking about? No,
Maybe
it's not.
I forgot the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did the same, I think, experience, so I know what you're talking about. And yeah, the elevator is the one that is tricking the brain the most, because you really feel you are going up, and it's just a small movement on the floor. I had the same experience in the Void for Ghostbusters in New York. There was an experience where you were going outside on the stairs that are outside the building in New York, the famous stair outside the building, and it was falling down at one point, and they also faked that on the floor. So all those works really great. And talking about that, I had a brain fart with odor, with a smell being sent in the at Europa Park when we work on that experience. I was doing many tests and doing the experience many times, and at one point, I felt like the smell were blown in the space because we have particles being displayed at the same time, and actually it was not working at that point. But my brain thought that I smelled vanilla and stuff like that because I had done this experience many times, and I think the brain was just putting back the smell in my brain. So yeah, interesting
Yeah, the scent was
effect.
associated with the visual, and
Yeah,
once you
yeah,
experience
because
just
the
the
scenario
visual,
was
yeah, okay,
exactly the same at the same time, and yeah.
very
So
interesting.
I just realized at the end that yeah, that I put away the glasses and just put my hand on the where the air was blown, and nothing was blown in the room. So yeah, that was yeah, interesting feeling. But yeah, if you have the experience, Guillaume, you were talking about the room, because I never did that in Eclipse. I did only a small demo, so I was not able to walk around the spaceship like you did, Fabien. But I know the space, like you said, 4x4. So I think that, and there was this vibration on the floor. So I think that's really the same experience we did. Uh, but I would really like to see how it looks on a more doing more distance and seeing that I'm growing around in my space. I would really like to experience that. So if you have a reference of games that
Mhm.
does that, uh,
Yeah,
I would
I
be
did the experience
interested.
in at SIGGRAPH 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and but you're right about the void. We are seeing those shop popping around, and I'm always very impressed by the size of it,
Mm.
because now they are in big malls in the US, and they are just like very small shops compared to others, and they can simulate very huge experience. So they are mastering this effect of you being in this kind of little maze and simulate this very long uh, distant like experience. So very impressive, because I guess the first void was like a warehouse, and now they are just, yeah, very compact and small shops, and
Mm.
I guess it's better for their return on investment as well. So yeah, very good technology. I don't know what they're doing now. I stopped at the Star Wars and Ghostbusters experience as well. They are not communicating much, maybe because it's just working as it is expected. We know that I know what that we have like 2 or 3 what they're calling VR arcades here in Quebec City, and you can experience VR as a collaborative way. They are just the first years you have those little boxes like where you could experience VR on a single use base, but now they are completely switching to full collaborative app and games, and the space is bigger, and they are just putting like I guess four to five people at the same time, and people are collaborating in VR, and this is their main used most used app at the moment. So very interesting to see this switch to collaborative VR. And once again, it's a small space that simulates a bigger one. Okay, guys, so do you have anything more to add today?
I'm good.
Okay, so this is a wrap up. Probably next week we'll have some more Gaussian splatting. So keep looking at our Lost in Immersion podcast, and see you next week, guys. See you.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you. Bye, guys.